as it is. As the battery won't begin die, you will just plug and use them from that angle.
Okay.
If you begin flex.
Journey to paradise easy. What I got was traveling to Mecca is not to go and pray and catch fire. It's to go and seek. But the guy really listen to them, don't get the message we may get. Such is life. Paradise is so beautiful, then we can have paradise right here. And if Allah is making your way easy to paradise and it's through knowledge, why not die inside? How do I know it's charging? How do I know it's charging? How do I know that it's charging? Okay. Okay, it's charging.
cause of law is go to school. And many people think I'm anti-school. That is not true. I'm anti-ignorance. So I'm very pro-education. I'm just not pro being stupid about money.
I think that's true, that what you said is education is more important now than it's ever been. So the problem is that the schools focus just on two kinds of education. There's the academic, which is really important. Reading, writing, arithmetic, you need to have it, that's basic. And the second type of education they give is the professional kind of education. So if you want to be a lawyer or an accountant or a teacher, then you need to go to school and get those certifications. But the one kind of education that's lacking severely in the school system as it stands is financial education.
Time out. An important part of financial education is having a financial statement, which is an income statement and a balance sheet. Now, when you go to your banker always asks you for your financial statement, not your report card, because your financial statement is your report card once you leave school. Your financial statement will tell you whether or not you're smart with money or not smart with money, because that financial statement is your report card of your financial intelligence.
I put on my Facebook one day that we need to teach our children financial education. And I received a comment back from a teacher that said, who's going to pay for it? We're all going to pay for it if we don't start educating our children in school.
This is a very hot subject. What our schools are training people to be employees, to work for the rich. The second thing I don't like about school is how dare they label a kid as smart or stupid at an early age. The reason I'm sensitive to that is because I was labeled stupid right off the start. You know? And it wasn't that I was stupid. I was bored and I was not interested, and it was none of the subjects I wanted, and nobody could tell me how I was going to use calculus. I kept asking my teacher, how am I going to use calculus? They couldn't tell me. Are they training to be an employee, or are they training to be street smart? My poor dad was school smart, my rich dad was street smart, and I'd rather be street smart today.
Well, there's a total practical education. It's really what you're talking about. And I found that. I'm an accountant. I have a master's degree.
And you're an A student, right?
No, I'm an A student.
We'll forgive you.
So, thank you. But when I went to school, the only financial education I got was specific to my profession. Okay, there was no general financial education. I could have gone all through, got a master's degree, got a PhD in my field without any specific financial education about how to handle myself once I got out of school.
Right, and people say to me, well, I learned economics in school. Is economics financial education? Not really. You know, it's not about investing, it's not about the laws, it's not about taxes, it's not about history.
Robert, as a lawyer, I see all sorts of people walk through the door. And some are highly educated, and some have no education at all, but like you said, they're street smart. And the first time I saw this type of client, I thought, wow, he's doing pretty well. He didn't go to college, but he's got all this real estate. And then there's a pattern that develops where you see a lot of people who never went to college, but are street smart and have done very well.
I can just say, just talking to a woman the other day, she's just as you're saying, highly successful doctor. Very, very successful. Medical doctors, very smart in so many ways, but when we were talking, she finally looked at me and she said, oh my gosh, she goes, I have not a clue about my money. She's 45 years old, not a clue. And you think that because they're successful, they know something about money. But so many people don't, because so many of us haven't had the education.
School puts us in a culture of dependence. We depend on three things. We depend on a corporation to take care of us, or we depend on government to take care of us. And the scary one, I think, is we depend on institutions. You know, the people we run our 401ks to take care of us.
Stock market.
And yeah, we put ourselves, we rob ourselves of the independence to think freely as entrepreneurs or investors, and we just become dependent on those three entities. And it's brutal.
So Mr. Maloney, you never finished school, did you?
No. I failed school, but more than that, school failed me. I was dyslexic, they didn't know what it was back then. But basically, I was just like you, bored stiff. I got put in all the remedial classes. So I was in with the dumb kids, basically. They weren't teaching me anything I wanted to learn or anything that I would ever use in my lifetime.
And the reason I bring up Michael, he is most people agree he's probably the smartest guy in his team. And the problem was, needless to say, the three kinds of education is academic, reading, writing, arithmetic, is professional, become a doctor, a lawyer, in my case a pilot. And number three is financial. But Michael was put back because of academics, because he can't read, right? Right. So how did you learn how to read?
Oh, well, Apple came out with OS 10 at the beginning of the last decade, and you can just select a text and hit a button and the computer reads to you. Most people don't know it's built into the operating system. But more, I developed a passion for global finance and economics, and monetary history, especially. And passion drives it.
Now we can't shut them up anymore. So I'll blame Apple for that.
School's a solo game. I didn't do well in school. I did very well in sports. And in sports, you learn to compete. You need to deal with pressure, teams, goals. And school is more so individually. I'm competing against everybody, and teamwork is cheating in school. Some of us cheated better than others.
And I'll just say last thing about school and money, which is a sacred cow. One of the things that really upsets me about schools and money is this. In America, schools are based upon real estate tax. In other words, if you come from a rich neighborhood, the real estate tax pays for better schools. If you're from a poor neighborhood, you get less money. So anytime somebody tells me schooling is about being fair, that is, when I look at the number side of it, is if you're poor, you're getting the worst possible education. And to me, that is cruelty. So how does a person learn about money? How does a person increase their financial intelligence? This diagram, called the cone of learning, provides some interesting clues. The cone of learning was created by an educational researcher named Mr. Dale in 1969. And what he found is that the worst way to learn is by reading or listening to lecture. And the best way to learn is at the top, which is simulations or games, and then doing the real thing. The interesting thing is my poor dad, who was good at school, thought that reading and lecture was the best way to learn. My rich dad taught me to be a rich man at the top of the cone. He taught me using the game of Monopoly. You know, 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. And then went out and did the real thing. So one of the ways, if you want to learn without much risk, is by simulations, play games. The reason my wife and I created the cash flow game was so that you could play and learn physically, mentally, emotionally, but make a lot of mistakes with playing money. So how many people in this room have made financial mistakes?
You know, the only thing we were ever taught was maybe how to balance a checkbook, how to have a savings account, those basics.
Financial education is like learning another language. You know, when you learn real estate, it's a different language than stocks. It's a different than entrepreneurship.
I say this all the time in Mexico. If you learn English, you can do business with the whole world.
When you learn to speak the world, and unfortunately in our school systems, we don't teach the language of money. We teach people the language of becoming a doctor, lawyer, or an employee.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can we come closer, please? You're comfortable there. You're comfortable there. I think they are 26 here. Okay, the AC. Should it on this one and the other one? The only one is enough for us. Only one is okay. How's been our day? Doing great, Shay. Madam, you're welcome. Hold on. I think I'm seeing faces that is intimidating me right now. How long will mine spend the next 4 hours learning? Alright, now, how many of us believe in this? Of course, if you're a Muslim, you should believe this, right? This is the Quran. It's Quran transliteration. I've had this for a while now. I got it from the palace of the Emir of Zaria City. Going through the Quran, I might not understand Arabic in depth, but you see, the English translation of everything. I have a teacher anyway at the Central Mosque that teaches me Quran. All right. I was born into a Christian home, not because I want to swap into Islam, because for a lot of majority of people to believe in this book as a manual for how they should live their life, I believe this is from God. I'm making sense. Of course, this is the Bible. I specifically bought this Bible from, how many of us go to New Creations Church? How many of us have heard of Joseph Prince before? From Singapore. Yeah, I bought this Bible from his church. I attended his church. I think I went there 2 Sundays. It's awesome. I love that guy's principle of teaching. I love teachers, alright? I'm not a fan of preachers. Because most preachers to me are like motivational speakers. For us that are Christians, have your pastor ever said all the money you need in this life shall come to you before the end of this week, and you shouted amen before? Has the money come? But as of when the pastor is saying all these things, see, your spirit is high and you're willing to receive. That means he has succeeded in motivating you to the extent that you see you don't see any impossibility anymore. But I have a coach, his name is Jim Ron. He said, affirmation without discipline is delusion. The worst thing anybody can do to himself is lie to himself or deceive himself or delude himself. As a matter of fact, if God gives you all the money you want in 1 week, what will you do? But you see, they help us get to a level, an emotional, or when we go in depth into dissecting or go in depth into the mind anatomy, basically, you realize that you see, the only stronghold holding you back from your success and abundance is just you. Alright? I think I'll do a little justice on that, probably maybe in a few minutes, and help us set ourselves free. Does that make any sense?
So,
right? I've read the Quran at least 5 times before, cover to cover. I've read the Bible for more than 8 times, cover to cover before. I'm still learning, alright? Each time I go through these books, basically, I see new things that as if I've not even read the Bible or the Quran before. Right? And just like I said, I'm not reading them because I want to go and open a church or to go and be an imam somewhere. Right? But I believe these 2 books, these are the major religions that Nigerians practice, isn't it? I believe that these 2 books are manual given to us from God as to how we should live our life and prosper. Somewhere in Little John, see, the Bible said something. It said, brethren, I wish above all things that you prosper, isn't it? And be in health, even as your soul prospers. That means your soul is constantly prospering, but you see, you don't see the physical equivalence in your life because we use our mind to strangulate the prosperity that we should see. Alright? You know, the world taught us that seeing is believing. But even the Bible that most of us claim to believe in taught us that believing is sin. But when it comes to the real issues of life, until you see it, you will never believe it. And you see, what has kept a lot of people poor is that same philosophy that the world taught us that is running our life without our knowledge. That we must see it. And that's why you see, for most people, it's only on Sundays they become religious. After Sundays, they don't back to their default nature. And you see, you cannot succeed beyond your daily routine. You cannot succeed beyond your daily rituals. Does that make any sense? This evening, I wish or I pray I can give you more than you came here in expecting, or what you came here expectant for. How this the English for you. All right. Now, but one thing I want to assure you is this: see, for everything I'm going to tell us today, they are not far fetched from all these books that I brought here. All right. All these things, all the things I'm going to share with us today. All right. Now, sometimes 2-3 years ago, I vowed, I made it a point of duty that I'm not going to read any book that anybody writes anymore. The people write books also for money. Over 70 to 80% of the books that people write, basically they're writing to sell so that they can make money. Am I making any sense? So my resolution was that, you see, I vow that I will never read books written by poor people. You know, most poor people are the ones to quick tell you how to make money. They are the ones that will quickly tell you what works and what doesn't work. Am I making any sense? So you see, and I also understand the fact that most of us that came here today, if not all of us, basically, we came here, we are very intelligent. All right? My mentor taught me something. He said, how do you know an educated man? An educated man is somebody who has an opinion about a particular matter. He's not daft, he's not empty. All right? But you see, he's willing to listen to another person's opinion, put these two opinions, the one he has and the one he has collected from this other person side by side, and go with the superior one, irrespective of whose opinion it is. Right? And that's why when I studied the life of Bill Gates and I realized that most of these guys still read books, I wonder whose books they are reading. Well, these guys are wealthy, they're highly educated, they're the world's richest people, right? But they're still reading. And I realized that the people who even need this knowledge for money, basically, are the ones not reading. What's a data? Alright? Or irony, whichever way you want to put it. But it's going to be awesome today. It's really going to be awesome. I wish I can go through all these books and explain to you how important they are. But you see, just like I made that resolution never to read any book written by a poor man. Ever since I made that resolution, my life has never been the same. If you don't have the kind of result I'm looking for and you write a book, I'm not going to read it. Because I know you are writing that book for money. I've ever seen poor people written book for 101 ways you can become super rich. And they are not. That's the struggle. Can't give what you don't have now. So I resolved into reading books by T.Harv Eker, by Bill Gates, by Warren Buffett, books written by Robert Kiyosaki, books written by Napoleon Hill. Alright? Now, one of the books written by Napoleon Hill, by James Allen, Robert Allen, and all these guys. Now, one of his books, Think and Grow Rich, one of the famous books that Napoleon Hill has written. And I discovered that an average millionaire in the US has read that book at least 14 times. 14 times. Now, this is the book. Oh, this is another of my favorite book. There are books written by Donald Trump and all. Alright? When my wife opened this book, when she saw the book, she thought probably I've not read it. When she opened this book, the next thing that came out of her was, wow, are you serious with this book? Because she saw a lot of maths. It's my book now, so I can write anywhere in the book. Alright? So that if my daughter grows up tomorrow and pick this book, she can even make references to where I have marked and even lay emphasis on them, and that can help her life also. Alright? The one beautiful thing about the 1 minute billionaire is this book is written by two people, Mark Victor Hansen, then Robert Allen. Basically, the book is hybrid. It's two books in one. Now the book was deliberately written to engage both the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere of your brain. Am I making any sense? Right? Now if I'm boring you, basically, please let me know so that I'll go to the main thing. But you see, no matter what opportunity I'm going to show you, basically, if you don't become a better person, there's no how you can take advantage of it. Am I making any sense? Because no matter how much you think you're earning right now, there's always a place called better, isn't it? It's always a place called better. And the main reasons why we're here basically is because somebody told you, come and see something that can transform our lives, isn't it? But you see, if the current situation you are in right now is not what you want to always find yourself in the next 2, 5, 10 years, basically, then there is something we need to do drastically that will push us into the next phase of our life. Alright? And just like I said, see, the worst thing anybody can do to himself is to delude himself that he actually knows something in order to, meanwhile you're an ignorant person in that particular field. I'm making any sense. Alright? So I'll show us probably a series of short videos, and we'll get started from there. There's one of my mentors gave to me, talking about knowledge. You know, he told me something very, very profound. He said, part of the reasons why somebody earns more money than you basically is because that person knows something you don't. Some of us like to be like that, sincerely. Have the kind of money he has. But how many of us already know why we're not like him? Because Dangote knows something and he's taking action towards that particular thing that we are not. That's the sincere truth. Alright? Because my mentor taught me something. He said, God created all of it. It was Bill Gates that said it. He said, God created all of us equal. We're all created equal. There's no difference between you and him. But you see, how we succeed, or the difference in how we succeed in our lives, basically is dependent on the operating system that runs our life. Am I making any sense? You can see two laptops, isn't it? All of them are computers, isn't it? But one carries Windows XP, another one carries Windows 10. Now, you'll agree with me that there are a lot of applications that will never run comfortably on Windows. It will not even install on Windows XP that can comfortably run on Windows 10. So the fact that we're all human beings does not mean that we're going to have the same results, right? And the only way we can install good operating system in our lives that will bring out the result we want, basically, is in our programming. I'll show us. My mentor taught me something. He said we were all born wealthy. All of us are born rich, wealthy, right? But you see, the reason why we're struggling right now is because, you see, poverty is the class we took without paying school fees. We didn't even know we took the class. But the only reason why you know you pass through that class, poverty class, basically, is in the results you're creating by yourself. Because if you see you're struggling in a particular thing, that means there's a knowledge in that particular thing that you don't know yet. If you want to walk into this room, basically, and the door is locked, and you bring your car key to come and open the door, will it open? Now, the fact that you're trying and you're working hard to open the door does not make what you're doing correct. No. Please put your phone on silence. Please. If your phone can't go on silence, please do us a favor and put it off. Are we there? When I read in the Quran, and my teacher gave me this video and said, you see, even in the Quran, you see, everybody basically who apart, who doesn't want to go for knowledge, basically, shouldn't even be alive. And you see, let me allow the video even say.
English Intensive Program 011 Reading Knowledge in Islam. Islam is the religion of knowledge. The first Quranic verse that was revealed to Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him,
it encouraged us to what? Read. To read.
encouraged us to read and was the key to knowledge. Allah says, read in the name of your Lord who has created all that exists. In Islam, knowledge comes
Before what?
Action.
You see, my mentor taught me something. He said, activity does not equal productivity. He said, the fact that you are doing something doesn't mean you will be productive in that particular thing. Am I making any sense? Because we go out every day now. We go out, we go to work, we hustle, but we are not living the kind of life that we want. So the fact that you are always working hard basically does not make you successful. And you see, the people who change the world, basically, you can't see them on the streets. You can't. They are never on the street. So the fact that you are engaged physically in particular thing basically does not make it a guarantee your success. But you see, almost all of us have been to one form of school or the other, isn't it? The only thing we were taught in school is how to work hard and become successful. And you know the caution my mentor gave me. He said, Martins, I said, sir, he said, beware of the barrenness of a busy life. Always living a busy life, but no results. And he told me something to say, you have done enough. Enough of all this busy, doing nothing. And he asked me one sincere question of which I couldn't deny the answer. Is that you living the kind of life you want? I said, no. That doesn't mean I'm not grateful to God for where I am basically, alright? I'm far better than some people. But you see, just like Wallace D. Wattles in Science of Getting Rich said something, he said to be contented with little is sinful. There's always a place called better. Alright? And you see, Hosea 4:6 says something. He said, my people perish because they lack this thing called knowledge. Since you have what? Decided not to go for knowledge, I have also forsaken. He didn't say sinners, so he said my people. So the fact that you are even born again, you speak in tongues, you are even a pastor, and you don't go for knowledge, basically, you see, you have full God's guarantee for failure and perish, for destruction. So you see why even religious people or even spiritual people can still suffer harm. And if you imagine, you see, we talk about Bill Gates a lot, we talk about Warren Buffett a lot, we talk about Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Carlos Slim, all these guys basically. Have you ever heard that they have a religion? I saw Warren Buffett just returned from church. Or Bill Gates just found him singing in church. All these guys don't have a religion. All of them. Now at the point Mark Zuckerberg was saying he's a Christian, but that guy is a hardcore atheist. Because say if it's an atheist now, a lot of religious people will leave Facebook.
Bad market.
All these guys don't have religion. I'm not saying religiosity is bad. That's not what I'm saying. As a matter of fact, the word religion means routine. That's what it means, ritual. And that's why you can be religious and not spiritual. But there's no way you can be spiritual and not be religious. So in the end, it is spirituality itself that can even save you a little, but it doesn't guarantee your financial success on earth. Just the same way my mentor told me, he said, God does not answer your money problem by prayer and fasting. He told me if he does, the prayer warriors will have been the billionaires on earth. But the last time I checked, none of them are on Forbes' list of the richest people in the world. I was in sales class with my mentor at a point, and he was teaching some on sales. He said the skill of selling is not for all people selling. You know, I think what he was talking about was network marketing then. You see a lot of poor people trying to hound you with products, right? You need to buy. How many of us have been to the Abuja before? The one at close to Central Mosque. There's a lot of GNLD people with bags. And if you don't buy their product, they'll say, give us transport money. He said, that's hustling, that's not sales. He said, see, he said, one of the highest places. He said, why must I give to church for me to be super wealthy? Nobody has ever been super wealthy by giving to church. But what were we told in our churches? Good measure. And he told me, say the pastor will say a lot of emotional things on you, and you give your money. At the end of the day, you go back home and start crying. What happened to me? And he told me something about it wasn't in Genesis about Isaac sowing in times of famine. He went to farm. It was not in church he sowed. What does that signify? That means he went to work on his business. And he said, you see, he said, if you ever give any money out of your pocket to anybody whosoever, not talking about only pastors now, all right? I'm a believer that you see, you must use, if you're a Christian, you must use your funds to fund the gospel. Because the gospel will not just go without funding. As a matter of fact, if you don't do it, God will raise stones to do it. Am I making any sense? If you don't do it, God will raise stones to do it. Am I making any sense? But not being somebody coming to put you in emotional prison to give money out of ignorance. Because you see, you can either pay from your knowledge account or you pay from your ignorance account. We're always paying a price. And the fact that you gave out the money does not guarantee the money's return. Let not be that, okay, I'm waking up at the age of 75 while still shouting, God will do it. You see, it's in Galatians that said, whatsoever a man soweth, that he shall reap. Or Ephesians. Right? I'll show us one more video. Probably I'll share one or two things about our money blueprints. I'd love to talk a little bit about our money blueprints. Then we'll be out of this place. How many of us are already learning something? Alright? I mean, it was like, yeah. Alright? You see, the reason why I'm using all these people, you see, you might not respect me or the knowledge I have. Probably you've not seen my results before. But you see, all these guys are already authority. Am I making any sense? Okay. And that's why I refer to them most of the time, because you might not regard me, but you regard them. Am I making any sense? And you see, I use books like the Bible, books like the Quran, because you might not even recognize what I'm saying, but you see, you recognize that these books are actually God's breath, or manual as to which we should live our life, isn't it? Let's see what.
It is reported only twice that Jesus wept. First, we are told he wept at the tomb of Lazarus. And they say, oh, how he loved him. But in Luke chapter 19, we are told again he wept. And this time he wept for the ignorance of the people. The Bible says,
you wept for what?
Ignorance.
Now, Jesus was not even found in Hosea when God said, see, these people are perishing because they lack, not because they didn't worship God, not because they didn't observe their prayers. That makes any sense. I think in Ecclesiastes the Bible said something. It said the wisdom of a poor man saved a city, but everything about him is forgotten. Why?
That's no substance.
So you can even be very intelligent and you don't have the knowledge or the understanding of how things work, and you still perish, even in your righteous state. That makes any sense.
Is Luke 19, 41 and 42. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it, saying, if thou hast known, even thou, at least in this thy day, the things that belong unto thy peace, but now they are hid from thy eyes. Jesus wept over the ignorance of men. Why? Because God cannot help you and me beyond our level.
How many of us still believe in Oyede? At least if you don't believe it, his results will force you to believe it. He's the richest pastor on earth. Even if you say, okay, that's people's tithe and offering. If it is easy, start your own church and go back there. That's just the plain truth. I don't care how he gets his money, but he has the result. Alright? And you see, just like they say, okay, EFCC or even the government don't probe clergymen's accounts. At least he's doing something. Only him, he has 4 private jets. 1 man. At least it's still the same Bible that he reads that all of us are reading. Am I making any sense? And they said he was worth, at the point they said he was worth about $150 million. And they said they are underrating him.
It's an insult.
It's an insult, that's what he is. That's an insult. And you see, that guy is constantly expanding his territory. And let me tell you something. Being called to be a pastor, that's the purpose probably that God called them for. And they are excelling excellently in it. What is your own purpose that you are excelling at? It's one of the hardest questions I ask myself each time I wake up. Beyond these fine clothes that I wear every day, beyond this English that I claim to speak every day, what is the purpose to which I am willing to either die or live for? Am I Am I making any sense? You see, I'll show us something briefly that will help us bury our logic for life and give way to our mind and the universe to create the abundance that we want in our life. See, one of the reasons why we still struggle in life today is because, you see, we're intellectually sound when it comes to our brain and logic, but we're very poor as to listening to the most powerful thing that God has given to us, which is our mind. And you see, so long as your brain, which is the seat of your logic, continues to suppress what your mind actually is exposing you to, you will always struggle through life. Because a lot of things that your mind will want you to do, basically, it is not logical. You can't calculate it with your logic. I was telling them in our Sabbath last Sunday, I told them something. I said, you see, all the logic, all the intellect you have were given to you by everybody that has ever taught you in life. Your parents, your school teachers, and your religious leaders. Am I making any sense? All right? Now, if you check who these people that have taught you to this extent they are, and you want to be their exact kind of person, then you can go with your logic. But you see, anytime you demand to become more, basically, you will never need those logic that your brain has already been built with. You need your mind. Because you see, your mind has a way of connecting to the abundance of the universe that your brain and your logic will never be able to fathom. You know, when I was teaching them, one man told me, slow down, I'll be taking it one after the other. But I hope we're following.
Yes, sir.
You see, even God himself, who is omnipotent and omniscient, is handicapped when you don't have knowledge. I know why he will never override you. He has given you the most powerful thing, the power of choice. And he vowed, if you are familiar with what I say, he vowed never to interfere unless he is invited in the affairs of men. So you can decide to tell God, sit down here, don't come here. Let me do my thing myself. I have a coach, Wind of the Dial. He said, maybe we should even watch this short video about how powerful you've been, the conception explained, right? Just short video.
The journey of life starts with a fascinating race. Starting with millions of sperm, only one, the fastest and the...
You see how many people started the race? And only you won at the end of the day.
Longest will reach the finish line. Some fall out of the race, getting lost in the rush through the narrow fallopian tubes, while some are stopped by natural obstacles which protect the woman's body from intruders. Those who make it closer to the end compete fiercely with each other. Together, they attack the egg cell. Their only goal is to be the first one to enter the egg. Only one will make it through, but the others simplify this mission by slowly dissolving the membrane of the egg. Finally, we have a winner. The winning sperm enters the egg and conception occurs.
Over 15 million sperm cells scattered the race. In other words, over 15 million people scattered the race. And only you succeeded. So for once, you can believe that you were actually born wealthy, right? You are actually born a success. At one point, do you start thinking that everything or some things are impossible? At what point? Because if I tell each and every one of us that you see $1 million in the next 24 hours is possible, you see, the first thing that will go into disagreement with me is your brain, your logic. You start analyzing where can $1 million come from? It's impossible. Even when you don't even have the logic yet, you are already a success. Am I making any sense? You might want to write this down. Your money blueprint. You see, we live in a world of duality. Up and down, right and left, rich and poor. And like one of my coach will say, is opposites are always in conflict, and we're in the middle. Am I making any sense? I'll be brief as possible. All right. Now, if you have ever been to the four walls of any particular school, basically you know that you see there are also outer laws as to why you can become financially successful. Such laws as business management, right? Investment management. You need to go through all those courses or all those knowledge basically to be successful when it comes to business and investment, all right? Or financial progress basically. Now, you see, I'm taking my time to give you all this information because you see, if I go ahead and show you an opportunity, you're going to judge it based on who you already are. Am I making any sense? And you see, if you check the results you have in your life, basically, probably that's not the level at which you really want yourself to be. But in most cases, you're handicapped. You don't even know the way forward, so you just follow the status quo. Wake up every day, look for work, go to work, or look for what to do, all right? So that at least that day, at the end of the day, you say, okay, I am productive today. Am I making any sense? But you see, you need something that pushes you from that particular daily status quo level to a level where productivity becomes massive in your life. All right? Now, my mentor was saying something, say, until the income that comes into your life or into your pocket or into your bank account becomes over times 10 of your daily expenses, basically, you can never be rich. That's what we call abundance. There's a way you call the money velocity, right? Until the speed at which money enters your hand is much more than the speed at which money leaves your hand, you can never grow. But if you check in most cases, the speed at which money leaves our hand, okay? But you don't sleep, bro. You're tired, are you? Sorry, Jerry. You know it's not easy. But God has made it easy for us. Alright? So until the speed at which money enters your hand is much more than the speed at which money leaves your hand, it can never be wealthy. And the difference is in knowledge. Are you making any sense? Yeah. Now, you know, I was saying something about the outer laws of money, right? Just like there are outer laws of money or financial success, basically, there are also inner laws. And you see, the outer laws are nothing compared to the capacity of the inner laws. Am I communicating at all?
Yes, sir.
And I was telling them in Asaba, I said, you see, your income level grows to the extent at which you as a person grows. That means you can never earn above your level of knowledge. There's no way. Am I making any sense? So if by any chance, basically, money misses its way into your hand, which is far above your financial blueprint, that means your level of knowledge in terms of money, until you spend your way back to that blueprint, you will never be have rest. Have you ever given money, probably reasonable amount of money, to somebody who has never attained properly or does not see that kind of money easily, and they went straight to buying what they don't need? And that's why you see, it is a financial iniquity to give money to poor people. Why? Because you see, the physical equivalence they have, or the result they have, that makes us say they are poor, basically, is coming from somewhere. Am I making any sense? You see, most poor people's financial blueprint is very low. If you remember very well, you see, 1988, 1989, Donald Trump lost everything and was seriously in debt. And in less than 2 to 3 years, he bounced back and went back to being a billionaire again. Alright? That means, you see, your level of income or earning basically is equivalent to how well developed you are as a person, or how much you know. What am I trying to say? See, if your financial thermostat is set at 100,000 and somebody gives you 1 million, until you spend that 1 million back to 100,000, you will never find sleep. Am I making any sense? Now, you want to know how to test your financial thermostat? Withdraw 1 million and put it in your car. Everybody becomes a suspect. Any money you are comfortable to carry or handle without suspecting everybody, know that your financial thermostat is set within that range of amount. And by every law of attraction, that is the sphere of income you will always be commanding. Alright? If peradventure your earnings, basically your financial status goes below, you see, until you jack it up back to that level, you will never rest also. Am I making any sense? Now imagine if your financial thermostat is set at $600 billion. Now you don't see the reasons why people like Dangote doesn't sleep. Why? Because their financial thermostat is set higher than you are even seeing. But if you give a problem of 1 million, it goes to kill everybody. Everybody becomes one suspect. Everybody becomes their object of oppression. Everybody becomes an enemy. Why? There's just a breakthrough. Like you say, a mentor told me something, say a breakthrough by definition is a sudden rush of knowledge. So if you are praying for financial breakthrough, you need a particular level of knowledge for in equivalence for the kind of money you're looking for. Why? Because you see, you can stumble on cash, but you can't stumble on wealth. True wealth is created deliberately. Am I making any sense to us?
Yes, sir.
Alright? So, you see, why is the money blueprint very important? Why? Because if blueprints can go the long way to affect our life, basically, why is it important? We must learn it. You see, for every tree, basically, the problem is not always in the fruit. You identify a tree by its fruit, isn't it? That's why even the Bible said so, say by their fruit we shall know them. Alright? Now if the fruits are wrong, where do you go to correct the wrong? You go to the roots. Or you go to the seed. Change the seed. Does that make any sense? Now, that goes on to validate, you see, if the results you want in your life basically are not the kind of results you want. But then you want to go. Am I saying rubbish? If the results you're having in your life are not the kind of results you want, then there's an inner game or an inner laws of money that you need to follow and obey. I'll show us the 4 quadrant. How many of us have seen the 4 quadrant before? How many of us will be shocked if I tell you something different about 4 quadrant? You know, the quadrants we used to know is the cash flow quadrant, where you have the employee, self-employed. I'm going to show you another different 4 quadrant today. All right. You see, this 4 quadrant talks about the 4 main realities we have in life. You see, the result and the success, our level of success today that we have basically is solely dependent on these 4 quadrants. Right? Are we following up?
So.
Now, these 4 quadrants represent 4 worlds in our life that we live in that runs our life constantly, even as we're seated here. Alright? Number 1 talks about the mental world. Alright? Number 2 talks about the emotional world. Alright? Number 3 talks about the spiritual world. And number 4 talks about the physical. You see, whether you agree with me or not, whether you know it before now or not, man is spirit. We're not just human beings trying to have spiritual experience. We are spirit beings having human experience. But you see, only a few people have understood this and they have decided to tap into their original being so that they can live well with this physical body. I don't make sense. Have you ever heard somewhere in the Bible, basically, is it Jesus Christ saying, lay up treasures in heaven where there's no moth or rock that can destroy it? In heaven, I think it's in New Testament. Alright? Now, Romans said something. Romans 8 or 9 says something. Say, anytime you sow in the flesh, you shall of the flesh reap corruption. But if you sow into the Spirit, by the Spirit you shall reap eternal life. Alright, eternal life does not mean you're going to live in heaven for the rest of your life. Alright, as a matter of fact, after rapture, we're still coming back to earth. But know it today that you're not just this physical body you're seeing. Alright? Are you hearing me now? Alright? There's something more powerful than the person you're seeing. I was telling my friend yesterday, talking about one of our friends, I said that guy is super powerful to the extent that the only thing that is holding him is himself. And that's how a lot of people are. I mean, mention. Alright? You see, the mental world is developed or starts its development basically from when we were children. And you see, anything the mental world develops, that's what runs our life right now, currently. And that's why you see, you can be talking to somebody, that person will be dissecting and analyzing and agreeing and disagreeing with what you're saying. And just like I'm telling us, you see, everything I'm saying right now, I was not born with it. Some of the books that I've read that I'm vomiting for you right now, they are here. So you are not something different from who you are. It's just that, okay, I have decided to go for the knowledge, probably ahead of some of us. Am I making any sense? Alright? So you see, most people never live outside this mental world. And you see, based on the level of knowledge they've acquired, based on their mentality, they chase physical things. And if you believe in the scriptures, the Quran or the Bible very well, you know that, you see, anything your eyes can see is temporal. But the ones your eyes cannot see, they're the ones that are permanent. Such as your mind. Such as the subconscious mind. But you see, the conscious mind has 5 gateways. Our eyes, our nose, our mouth, our ears, our skin. And you see, the subconscious mind that runs our life, that's the one that we don't see. Basically, you see, it starts forming from what? The people we listen to, our parents. Alright? Our teachers and religious leaders. And you know, when these people started talking to us and leading us on what to do, when we were children. And that's why the Bible says, train up a child the way that child should go. Now you're an adult. For you to depart from that way, it is very difficult. But how will you know you're on the wrong path? See the result you are creating. Do you like it? And that's part of the reason. I will even come to that aspect. And that's part of the reasons why, if I say, okay, come and do network marketing, you see, it doesn't agree with your programming. You see every reason as to why you can never succeed in network marketing. Yet, network marketing has made more millionaires on earth than any other industry, even before the advent of network marketing and after. Your mind tells you you need a good life. Your mind tells you you need to be a millionaire, alright? That's what the mind wants now. But the logic, which has experience from all these nice poor people that spoke into our life. Because I've never seen anybody's teacher who is a billionaire. Did you have any of your school teachers who is a billionaire? Yet they're the ones that programmed our brain to think logically. So if you're smarter from a borrowed poor man's intellectual capacity, how in the hell do you think you can become super well-read? Yet, wealth, financial freedom is what your heart really yearns for. Your mind is always telling you you deserve better. You go to church, even pastor tells you you deserve better, you shout amen. But at the end of the whole thing, you revert back to your default nature. You know why? Your 5 senses are listening to all those nice things. Alright? It brings it back home to filter through your mind. The one that has been developed since when you don't even know your left from your right. And once it doesn't agree with what it has been developed with, you cast it out. Without mind, you go back naturally to your default nature of always struggling to it. But you see, you were not designed to struggle. Just like I showed you the mystery of our conception, basically. By DNA, you were designed to be a success. That's why your first race in life said you want it. Am I making any sense? You see, if you will ever have to use your mentality basically to make a decision, you will ever lose it. Your logic cannot help you. Am I making any sense? Then second, anytime a wonderful opportunity is placed before you, the first thing that analyzes that opportunity is your logic, is your brain. It starts showing how intellectual you are basically, right? Now you see, your subconscious mind, which is not seen, that is responsible for your success, is answerable only to your emotions. It does not answer your logic. So you see, it is the emotional world in you, basically, because there are different worlds, isn't it? I'm not talking about the earth right now. You see, the emotional aspect of everybody is what pushes them to become successful. What were you told before you went to school and got serious with your book? Because somebody spoke to you and said, see, probably your parent or anybody, if you don't go to school and become successful, tomorrow you might not have food on your table. Now, you start thinking, you don't want lack. Hunger is not a good experience. So that alone pushed you to study well and probably come out with first class so that you can have a good job to food on yourself stable. Emotion. What do men of God tell you to give money in church? They caress your emotion. To become powerful. You see, when I teach evolution, I teach all these things. The same capacity God has, you have that capacity also. But you see, one thing that men of God have succeeded in doing is to train them and develop themselves because they know you lack the discipline. You don't have the discipline to do that for yourself. So then they develop themselves and explore the government. That makes sense. And see, what the industry of network marketing has succeeded in doing is to help you activate that God in yourself so that you can create the result for yourself. And you see, until you see network marketing beyond products, beyond bringing people, you can never succeed. Because network marketing as an industry is a personal development industry that is disguised as a product. I know why people fail in network marketing. Because they see it as bring people. I don't have time. I have to hustle. I know Mama Yamura did it and they succeed. And you see, you will never, let me tell you, for those of us who are guests here, you will never succeed beyond your level of personal development, beyond your level of knowledge. And you see, if you bring your paradigm, the one before, from probably the mentality you had, from your mental world basically, and you say, come, I don't want to upgrade from where I am. I am fine with where I am. There is no more willingness for me to move forward in terms of personal development. Keep your money. I turned 5 people down in our salon. They told me, see, I don't have time. I know everything in the world. Number one indication that I know this at all. But I'm moving this lady. You know how old that man is? Benefit is still reading. All these top rich guys are still reading and developing themselves. And if you are driving, you have never driven a brand new car all your life and you feel you are not willing to develop yourself. You know the person I said, hold the money first. Hold the money first. And you know what? When I see people who are doomed to be poor, see, God gave us default destinies. There's nobody destined to become super wealthy and some people are destined to be poor. If you believe in the Bible, you know what I'm saying is true. Some people are not destined to be poor. See, our decision determines our destiny. So you can be on God's side and still be poor. There are poor people that go to church and very sincere people. They will be on side. I think you understand. So you see, in as much as we have the emotional world, we also have the spiritual world. This is where you belong. But you see, all these 4 worlds runs our life. And you see, if you can effectively control the mental and the emotional from the spiritual, you see, every physical reality that you want in life will be on auto run. This is just a printout of this 3. Am I making any sense? Yeah. And that's why you see, if you look at your life and you're not seeing the kind of result you want, probably Maybe you are seeing 1 million when you should be seeing 10 million. Then you know something is wrong with this thing. Am I making any sense to us? You want to run at me? I noticed that about 40 minutes ago. Alright? Now, if this physical reality basically is not the exact result you want, you know that see, there's something wrong with this thing. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
I've really learned something today.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Should I spend probably the next 5 minutes telling us how our blueprint is formed and how you can reform it? Would that be okay with us?
Yes, sir.
While I was in school, one of the things I hated was mathematics. Alright? But after school, I realized that it was just my mindset that was putting me in perpetual prison. I can learn anything if I want to. I can become successful at anything if I want to. Alright? How was your financial blueprint created? Alright? Now, if you check very well, you see, everything in this room basically was first created at the level of thought. And that's why you see, when you meet a designer, probably they call themselves fashionista, right? Fashion designer. You see, they first think about a particular design and decide to bring it out on paper first. Alright? Then start styling it by the time they have the material. Does that make any sense? You see, in our lives, the proverb said something as a man thinketh in his heart, so is that man. Alright? In our life, basically, our thoughts, alright? Our thoughts create how we feel. And that's why you see, people who go into depression, basically, didn't just stand up and be depressed. They think their way into depression. Alright? Now they have deep thoughts to the extent that they go into what? Depression. Why? Because depression is a feeling, it's an emotion, isn't it? It's a feeling. Now, our thoughts create our feeling. Alright? Now you see, our feeling, the way we feel most of the time creates what we do, our action. Am I making any sense? And you see, it's our actions basically that create our results. Now, this is how our blueprint has been formed. What we think about constantly creates the emotions, our feelings. And you see, if you have ever thought of having your children go hungry before, did you sit in one place and food came? No. You will do whatsoever it takes possible, taking the actions to bring the results called food for your children. Why? Because you see, for a parent, basically, you can't bear the heartache of seeing your children go hungry. It tampers with your feelings. Am I making any sense?
Yes, sir.
It tampers with your feelings. And you see, if you foresee what you feel, basically, it forms, because you still have time in between to take the action. And you see, whether you take the action or not, what you have seen will still come and pass. So it's the action you take basically that determines the result you're going to get by the time you get there. You're like knowing the end from the beginning. But you see, Most people are poor basically not because they don't have good thoughts that propels their feelings. Most people are poor because they know no matter what happens, they still take actions. What's the action? They go and beg. And then look, if they beg and say all those emotional, they can still get at their emotion and still get the money from it. I have them a lot. That's why I can relate. I don't know if you have some people that tell emotional things to collect money from you. Take it from me today. It's a financial iniquity to give money to poor people. You know why? Any result you have, whose process of creation is not a part of it, you lose it. You're not a part of it. Why? Because process creates discipline. It's the process that gives you the discipline. Am I making any sense? So when you give money to poor people whose process they are not a part of, that means they don't have the discipline of how that money came. So they'll blow it anyhow and still come back and beg. Am I making any sense? You see, if thoughts can generate how you feel, good or bad, alright? Something must be a propeller of this thought. You don't just wake up and start thinking. Am I making any sense at all? You see, your thoughts are formed from your programming. How you are programmed or how you think is propelled from your programming. You can't have a poverty programming and think of riches. It's a thought of default. All of a sudden you start thinking. But you see, just like an operating system does not just run on its own, or a system, a laptop does not just boot, it boots from a particular operating system. Are you making any sense? You don't just stand up and say, I want to think of how to become very wealthy. It's coming from the program, propelled by somebody else. Just the same way you are dressed right now. You don't just wake up and this style just came from heaven. You saw something that propelled the thoughts. Probably you saw somebody who was dressed in that particular fashion and you decided to create your own style different. Am I making any sense at all?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, what am I driving at? You see, how were you programmed? I told us earlier on, you were programmed first by your parents, all those nice people. Second, by your teachers. Alright? Religious leaders. Friends. Alright? How does a person got to know and hate network marketing? Of course, friends and well-wishers, other people's experience, apart from their own experience. Alright, I asked one person, how do you not like network? They say, I hate, have you done it before? I said, no. I thought you hate it. I said, no. Alright, now, and another man told me I've done it before, but I still hate it. I said, really? And I asked him a question, have you been to school before? Did you go to any school? He said, yes. I said, were you at any point? Did you at any point have carryover? He said, no. I said, oh, how about 100% in all your courses? He said, so we're even 40. I said, and you're not discouraged in that course? And I said, the network marketing that you did that you hate, did you get products? Or he said, yes. I said, and I asked, are people making money in that? Did people make money in that? He said, yes, people make money. I said, then why did you? Because the same school you went to, some people graduated in first class, and you didn't. And you still like the school. Because you see, if two people are into the same business, one is making money and one is not, doesn't mean the business is bad. So it is not the vehicle, it is the driver. Because a bad driver can still carry autobiography 2018 and an hour accident. That means you can still get on board any network marketing company and still not make money. Because until you increase in quality as a person, and you never make money, no matter how fantastic that company is. That's why money is in a hurry to show you business. But in a hurry to qualify you. Because you see, if you become a quality person, you attract your life by the time you start. Told them in Asawa, I said the reason why you struggle still in business is because you are worthless. Nobody seems worth in you that want to be in business with you. If that day comes to you and say, I want to give everybody the opportunity to pay 200,000 naira right now and do business with me, how many of us will sincerely go and pay the 200,000? Why? Because it's hard work. And you know what I told them? I said, we are very good at social media. Some of us have over 2,000 followers. Social network, right? But we don't have social capital. And see, until you have the capacity to convert your social network to social capital, because network marketing deals with people, not money. The money in network marketing is people. Very interesting. See, until you have that capacity to convert that social network into social capital, you will always struggle in your life. Check the Gates, his business, deals with people. Don't go check. Send to people. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, is you and me, people. If all of us decide to leave Facebook, that guy is grounded. So if billionaires, top billionaires in the world are doing business that deals with people, Madam, you need to wake up. Am I making any sense?
Yes, sir.
You see, your programming propels what you think. And if you still believe in the Quran or the Bible, basically you will know that, you see, as you think, so you are. So whether it is negative or positive, if the thought can have residency in your heart, it brings the result eventually. Because you see, the process to which this thing passes through the level of thought, to the level of your emotions and feelings, forms your action you might not even aware of. And that's why I'm very careful who I listen to. And that's part of the main reasons why I stopped watching movies. I don't even have DSTV in my house. How much is what they call it? This bigger decoder?
Explorer.
I think it's less than 100,000. Doing a full package.
Less than 20.
Less than 20. So I can decide is it not one, even if I'm buying the Explorer every month, 120 every month, it's still chicken free. But you see, the dent it is leaving on my programming is too much for me to bear. It's too much. And that's why you see, I will encourage some of us to watch less of television. You will not die. The only way you will know that, see, this thing is not helping you, you have watched enough. Has it helped you till now? If it is not, then change it. And I told my wife, see, whatever is going to cost you, never show my baby cartoon in this house. If it's going to stop you from cooking for us to eat, let us not eat for that day. Have these girls time. You know why? People like Buhari and the rest that are still ruling us. I learned that Atiku resigned from custom in 1980 something. I don't know if that is correct. But that guy is still agitating to be a ruler today. And the youths are busy with social media, saying nonsense. And if you bring those people saying all those rubbish, like direct with the people that are typing the rubbish for. They can't speak good, they will not be able to speak. I mean, the generation that are still ruling and still wanting to rule basically did not watch cartoon. It was us. And you see, the Bible says train up a child. So that when that child is old. So if you train your children with cartoon, this is your depart from Italy at home. Instead of thinking productivity, they're thinking about the next reigning thing. These guys took over the country while they were still in their 20-somethings and early 30-somethings. Bring a 40-year-old young man to come and run for presidency, say, I like my head. And one of the successful coups that was carried out in this country, and was successful, was carried out by a 29-year-old. So you see, if we continue living our life the way we are living, the next generation might not survive. Anyway, that's my own personal discipline anyway. Alright? Because I believe if you must be successful at anything, you must be willing to sacrifice something. There's nothing as something for nothing. Before God can reclaim the world, he gave up his son. Sacrifice. So if it's going to make me giving up my comfort, all those luxuries, so that I can breed a good next generation from my own family, basically, I'll do it. Alright? What am I trying to say? All these people, nice people talking to us, they are the ones that forms what we think. They are also the ones, the thoughts that propels our feelings, our emotions, our actions, and our results. And you see, in network marketing, if you must succeed, you must program yourself well. You must think about your business. You must form your thoughts 247. You see, by the time you see the possibility of the millions in the business, basically, you see, if you meet with your feelings, and I ask people, what can 10 million naira do for you in a week? And next week, another one will still come. Papa with another one will still come. 10 is too much, 1 million. And see, until the money that comes into your life, the speed of your income outruns the speed of your expenses, you will always fall. And the only industry in the whole wide world that can guarantee us that is network marketing. And that's why most billionaires in the world don't think twice before they regard or take to network marketing. Warren Buffett alone has 9 different network marketing companies. Warren Buffett. Bill Gates has about 2 or 3. As of 2008, March, April, Warren Buffett was the world's most excellent entrepreneur and the best CEO, 2018. Yet, the people who need the money are the ones not like him. Am I making any sense? Right? Sure, I will show us business. Well, you see, I don't care if you do the business or not. But what I care about is the quality of the person coming to do the business. Just the same way, you don't care if somebody your driver moves your children from school to the house. But what you care about is the quality of the driver that's giving your car. Does that make any sense? Because you doubt that somebody can learn how to drive in 1 month and know how to move a car. Yes. But will you give your car to that kind of person and park your children from school? So the quality of who you become at the end of the day matters, not. So shortly, I'll bring one of the leaders in G17 of Facebook. But before then, I'll show us 3 things primary ways we can condition our mind or reprogram our mind. Alright? Number one is verbal conditioning. Verbal conditioning. So we brought gifts for the first 30 people for this event. One of the amazing gifts from our company. At the end of the day, the first 30 people on that list will get gifts. Oh, you fall under the first 30. Gang, you know, alright, I said verbal conditioning, alright? Now, one of the ways, I said it briefly the other time, one of the ways you get programmed or you get conditioned for a particular result is through words, right? Like words are spirits. Words are also seeds, isn't it? And that's why you see, I was trying to remember one music today. The last time I listened to that music, 2002. That's about some 16 years ago. And the music started playing in my brain. You see, I listened to those words. My own logic might have said, okay, this thing has. I know why I could still pull it out of my subconscious, because my paradigm agreed with it. And you see, and that's why you see, for any words basically that you accommodate, you must see the result in your life. Whether you like it or not. And that's why the first question I asked myself when I had access to network marketing was, do people make money in it? The answer is yes. Can I make money in it? Then the next question I asked is, what can I do to earn money? Because for anything basically that you want to do, basically you won't tie your hand in one place and keep quiet and money keeps rolling in. For every effect, there is a cause. It's a law. They call it the law of cause and effect, or the law of karma. So money is a responder. Money is an effect, is a symptom. Poverty is also a symptom. Right? It's a symptom of something that is intangible. Something that you cannot hold. Alright? Just the same way you cannot change a fruit by shaking the tree and wait for another one to produce, then to change. No. Just that same way, if you must change a particular fruit, you must go to the root basically. You see, if you must become super wealthy, you must check your programming. You must check your programming. If you must be super successful in network marketing, you must also check your programming. We call it frame of reference or financial blueprints. Just the way I used to hate mathematics, but I have the capacity to do it. Alright? Do you have any engineer? Yep. Or medical doctor? Only doctor, only. Doc. 20 years ago, were you a medical doctor? No. Well, you're not a medical doctor, right? 20 years ago, who are you? You're your father's boy. Right? Now, that same capacity you put in medicine basically, that I am not a doctor, if you put that same capacity in engineering, you still become an engineer. As a matter of fact, my mentor is an engineer by profession. He's also an accountant, a fellow self. And he's just about 29 years old. So you see, the same capacity that you put in your businesses, that a lot of people hate network marketing for. You see, if you put that same discipline in network marketing, you still succeed. It's not anything different. And as I say, I don't show poor people my business. You know why? Not because they don't need it, then they are the ones that need the money the most. But just for the sake of that lack of discipline, they don't have it. That's why they are poor. Am I making any sense? Because for anybody who does not have physical equivalence, what we call poor people, I don't call just people who does not have results poor, because they might be rich on their way or in the process for their outlets, I check the content, one of their character and their knowledge level. All right? And that's why before I call somebody poor, I listen to that. 5 minutes is too much. So you can have cash, but not have the substance. Probably you stumbled on the cash. But the moment you don't have that substance called knowledge, I already know this one is a disaster yet to happen. Am I making any sense? That means you have a result whose process you are not a part of. I am very sure you will lose it. And that's why it's very easy for politicians to go broke. How many of us know Senator Umar Ambadda? Ambadda. How many of us know Senator Ali Dume? Ali Dume took over from Umar Ambadda. He was a commissioner, he's a professor in University of Maiduguri as of 1989, 1990. He's a dean of one of the faculties there. All right. Now, he entered the government in 1991. He was a commissioner for like 5-6 years or thereabouts. Was chairman of one board of water, whatever, in Borno State. Then became a senator in 1999 until 2011. 2014, he died in an uncompleted building. So you see, you want me to show you his video, probably you recognize his face. Huh? Yes? Yes. Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
You don't do it?
Yes.
Oh, because of time?
Yes.
But just 1 hour, 30 minutes into the meeting. It's okay. But hope I'm not boring us.
No. Yes, sir.
All right. Let me not show you. But madam, you are making call inside your call. You are having it. Madam. Hello, madam.
I'll send you.
Are you done now?
Sorry.
Can we continue? All right. Where were we? All right, don't worry. Please, if you want to make a call or pick your call, just respect us and go outside here. Thank you. Number 2, model or modeling. One of the ways you can actually condition yourself for success is by modeling successful people. There's a reason as to why Dangote is the most successful entrepreneur in Africa. I mean, there's something he's doing that others are not doing, right? Right. So if you want to be as successful as Dangote, basically you have to model what he does. Right? I have a mentor, David Imonite. I respect that guy so much. Now, if David Imonite is talking, you think that he's holding box, like he's talking. Why? Because at a point in his life when he was poor and broke, all right, he saw David Imonite as somebody who is already successful. And he said, if this guy is talking the way he's talking and walking the way he's walking, probably that's the reason why he's as successful as he is. You know what he did? He started videoing the guy, started walking like the guy, talking like the guy, to the extent that you see he cannot go back to the way he was walking anymore. And in less than 2 years, he became as successful, even more than his mentor. So modeling also works. Have you ever been to any of the Living Faith Church before? And you heard the pastor talk? Who does they talk like? If you are outside, to some extent, you think that Papa visited the church. That's modeling. Am I making any sense? And it goes a long way to give you the force of the kind of result the person you're modeling creates. All right? I'm not going depth into that. Then another thing that conditions you basically is specific incidents. Specific incidents or experience. You see, one of the things that forces people not to take an adventure basically into network marketing is because of specific incidents. One, probably due to as a result of their own personal experience or the experience of people close to them. Does that make any sense? But you see, you want to say something? Now, Jim Rohn said something I love so much. He said, discipline is the mother of good luck. Does that make any sense? Now, that goes a long way to say, you see, if I have done a particular thing and failed, that means, and other people have succeeded in it, that means there is a particular level of knowledge that I'm supposed to have acquired that I have not yet attained. All right? Now, just like it's very easy for any student to tell a lecturer, maybe any student that fails a particular course, to put the blame on the lecturer. You see, it's very, very easy to play the blame game and never take responsibility for any failure. Jim Rohn said something. He said, the day you accept responsibility either for your success or for your failure, that's the day you move from childhood to adulthood. So the only thing you need to look at basically as to why you shouldn't do a particular thing is if everybody involved in that particular thing are not earning money. Because they're not different from you. You only have different operating systems running your life. I don't make any sense. Are we still together? So briefly, I'll show us G17 briefly, then bring up one of the leaders to show you how to take advantage of what we do basically, then we're out of this place. How many of us would like that? Good. All right? Oh, this thing is not blocking you. It's blocking you. It's okay now, sure. All right? In G17, we simply say it's a new beginning for the rest of our lives, because you see, just like I said earlier on, if I didn't give you value for your time and I just showed you the opportunity, you're going to judge the opportunity based on who you were before you came. All right? The idea of a meeting is not to even show you an opportunity, but it's to make ourselves better. All right? Now in G17, we focus on two things basically: relationship and leadership, basically. All right? Because we believe that good things have happened to us before, isn't it? Bad things have also happened to us, right? So both the good and the bad happen through a relationship, isn't it? Beautiful. So if relationship can go to that extent of affecting us good or bad, basically, then it's something that we want to put attention to, proper attention to, all right? So one thing we put our attention to basically is leadership and relationship. And you see, with competence, you can create results. If you're an accountant, basically, and you have your certificate, probably chartered, you can create results with your accounting results, isn't it? But you see, if you duplicate that accountancy skills or competence basically in a lot of people, you see, you now have a lot of people doing the same thing that you can do. That means results can be multiplied with leadership. Am I making any sense? And that's why we put more attention to those two key things. All right? Now, we have 5 main missions basically. Number 1 is to build this relationship we're talking about and build a lot of leaders that can have this duplication and have our results multiplied basically. Then build a team of wealthy, not just wealthy, knowledgeable people basically, and also create the lifestyle that we're looking for. All right? Now, and our main goal, of course, is to create money. You know, you can't have quality lifestyle if you don't have money. Am I good? Right? Now we have this our vision. We're learning and boarding investors. Always look. Can we read it together?
We are learning and boarding investors, always looking for unique business opportunities
in abundance to magnify you, and to celebrate your perceptions of God. Beautiful, right? Now we have our core value. You know, mind you, G17 is just to group 2017. That's the full meaning. Does that make any sense? Alright? Then our basic core value is continuous learning and supporting each other. Alright? Now we have succeeded in developing a lot of courses, about 84 courses now, alright, that helps all our team members succeed, not just in network marketing, but in whatsoever you are doing basically. Am I making any sense? Because I believe you have something you're doing before you even saw any network marketing in the first place. But you see, it will help if you can successfully build any network marketing business. There's no company on earth that you can't do. And that's why I told us, see, the industry of network marketing is a personal development industry that is disguised as a product. Alright? Then wealth education, wealth creation, system creation, leverage creation, and so on and so forth. And you see, I learned something from Socrates that I will never forget. He said, he who must conquer the world must first conquer himself. Why? Because you see, the capacity that you take to the world to conquer the world first starts from yourself. Your inner world, your programming, your thoughts, all right, your emotions, your feelings, all right. It forms the basis as to which you take the action to go conquer the world, which is the result you're looking for. Are you making any sense? All right. So briefly, you know, if I continue to stay here, I'll teach more and more and more. So I'll bring somebody who will wrap up in the next 10 minutes. Please help me celebrate our own very leader, Dr. Sebastian Nnamdi. He's a medical doctor. I don't know why he's doing business. He'll do business for people like us. I remember the first day I met Dr. Nnamdi. He was, you know, in age, he's way older than me in age. But you see, there's something about his humility. He's also a father, he's married. But there's something about his humility that actually trips me. I rarely see it in so many people. Based on the level of his knowledge, and he's still humble to learn more. And he has created a lot of results outside businesses that we do. Alright? But his willingness to learn more actually dazed me right now. So please celebrate Dr. Nnamdi.
Boss.
Alright, thank you very much. Alright, so before I get to say whatever it is I have to say to you, I just want to get us to know this. Wealth is not created by default. It has to be this awareness, this desire, this need. Above all, there has to be a deliberate action towards it. You know, why I used to ask people this? What's the reason? Why are we even in existence in the first place? I just lost my dad recently, about 3 or so, 4, 5 weeks ago. And when I look at his life, he lived well. But the question is, if you ask me, do you want to live like he did? The immediate answer is a resounding no. Not by virtue of the fact that he didn't live. I think there is something much better. You see, when your life is based on contentment, I am okay, I am good, that's a huge sin. Because God did not create us like that. In fact, the enemy of the better life is living the good life. Like as I did now, I do okay. Fine. You will never see beyond that. So, if you have that at the back of your mind, and having listened to all these, my mentor has just told us this evening about the need to disrupt your mindset, the need to change your paradigm. What is happening in USA right now? A non-politician An ordinary businessman, somebody who's just made his money, he comes and what does he do? He disrupts the political system and attacks somebody who was wife of a governor, wife of a president, a senator, secretary of state, and everything in one. And this guy just comes once and just defeats the person. Hands down. That's the kind of mindset that we need. The mindset disruption that we need. Because if we don't disrupt this mindset, we will only exist, we will not live. And that brings us to this opportunity. You see, when I was called to, my mentor called me about this opportunity, he said, are you willing to want to try something again? And I'm like, okay, let me give it a try. Let's see. I dallied and delayed and delayed and delayed, and by the time I woke up, it was far gone. I'm like, okay. My reason for wanting to do this, if I tell you my reason, you'll be surprised. It's not even about me. It's about this little lovely, when she smiles, if I am angry and she looks up at me and smiles, that's the end of the anger. It just dies once. That's my reason. Because in her, I see me as a replication. And I don't want to give what I think I have. I have to disrupt myself to give her something that will make her disrupt. And there's that tale of disruption continuously. You know, they say Coca-Cola sold how many bottles in the first year of existence? Not up to 100 bottles in 1 year. That Coca-Cola is the one we can't do without today. That's my why. What's yours? That's why we're showing you this. This company is over 36 years old. So, you're not even looking at something that just started. It's been in existence. That's the chairman. In fact, this man has won enough accolades. So he knows what he's doing. You get? He knows exactly what he is doing. This company, in fact, the man is a master of business administration. He achieved that. He represents people, representative of People's Congress in Province 10 and 11 and so on. And those are his accolades. So this is the idea behind the company we're exposing to you today. The company that G17 has decided to leverage on to fulfill the last two ideals of our group, which is live the good life, great lifestyle, and great money. We decided to leverage on this company by this amazing man. 32 years, more than 32 years actually, because since 1985 or so on. If you look at the headquarters of this place, it covers over 2,800 acres of land. It's that big. It's like a town, a city on its own. That's how big the company is. And it has 8 state-of-the-art research institutes worldwide. In fact, they will be the first network marketing company to establish the research institute in Nigeria to be launched March 2019. That will be the first. You see, when G17 came around to decide the company, these are the things we took into consideration. Like, most of the ones we know have rented facilities in Nigeria. These ones are coming to sites. In fact, it's almost, in fact, they will be launching it next year, like I said, March 2019. And Nigeria will be the hub for Africa. Now, we are privileged sitting around here to know this. Because once it starts, where will you be? Will you be among that rush that realized after March 2019 that this has come? Or you will be among those that will be rushed? You know that thing, that them they follow us.
Not them they rush us.
Not them they rush us. So which one would you be? Alright. This company runs about top 50 enterprises, China's top company in Forbes top 100. So we're not talking of somebody that just started or something that just started. Now, if you take a look at this picture, what do you see? You see brands that you are used to. Your battery comes from here, sometimes, right? You know about Marks and Spencer's, you know about Walmart, Tesco, Unilever, right?
GSK.
Who knows Sensodyne toothpaste? You use it a lot, right? You use Sensodyne. Longreach manufactures Sensodyne for GSK. So Sensodyne is actually not even GSK's base product. They come to these guys. Look, We have people who have this kind of tooth pain and stuff. Could you get us something that will market? And they go do it for GSK. And GSK says it's ours. Or GSK pays to this guy. These guys are now saying, blank GSK, let's pay to you directly. By joining us, by leveraging what we have to offer. Alright, and so on and so forth. Unilever and so on. These are companies that they do original equipment manufacturing, OEM. In fact, I got introduced to this concept by virtue of the fact that my wife works in the National Assembly. And then she said something, OEM. So I can sit here and design a cream. And like I want them to put avocado and pawpaw and watermelon and orange inside the cream. And I write my formula and then I move to China. And I say, please do this for me. And they'll say, what's your name? I say, I want it to be named Sebastian. And that is it. That's exactly the same thing they do for this number of companies. So they are not poor, and they will never be. Alright, like I said, the 9th one will be in Nigeria, March 2019. So choose where you would rather be. Would you rather be among those who would celebrate the welcoming and the incoming of this, and then that's when you come in? Or you would rather be where at the beginning, and then when that rush happens, you are taking advantage of it. They are using the wood industry, real estate, and they even have scholarship programs. You see, there's this, as I'm standing here, I will not go to school again. I've tried. I spent 8 to 9, in fact, I spent a very good decade of my life studying medicine because I wanted to be a doctor. But I think about my baby and I'm like, well, one day, this girl is going to want to do something like go to school and say, okay, if I can get this done, get to a particular, and they're like, oh, the scholarship, I'm like, willing to my job. You see, my dad is going to be buried in 2 weeks, and that's the end. They will not even pay me his pension. I will not enjoy his MSc and his BS and his all the etc. stuff that he did. I will enjoy neither because he took his certificate with him. But with this, I will will things down and create it. In fact, there's a place in the Bible now. It says that I'm not very good at quoting the Bible like my mentor, but we'll get there. But there's a place where it says that good parent or that good father will leave somebody complete. Till which generation? Hi. Somebody said it. To the 4th generation. So you'll be a great grandfather. How many of us have such privileges, have such parents? Alright. That's the massive expanse of land. So you wonder why these guys produce for the number of companies that you've seen. So what is the language of famous? Look, I've never, my existence in Nigeria, let me just tell you after Sokoto, that's the peak. And in fact, now job opportunity carrying with it. Sokoto, that's the peak. Lagos is by virtue of I went there to do my house job. I am Easterner, so I grew up in Kogi, yes, and that is it. But in my bucket list, I just want to see the world. Look, I don't know about you guys, but I think, like you said, the TFAR, the thoughts and the feeling. If you don't even conjure it, you just won't enjoy this. Do you know I daydream? Like, yeah, I was in one private jet, and then I'm moving. And then I got to this place and I spent 2 weeks, and then I'm going back. Just like that. Now these guys say, if you work with us, if you leverage our opportunity, we start to take you places. Now that's my mentor. This guy has, I think he said something about, I don't know who senior or I don't know, there's the way he said it. Look, put that somewhere in the cooler to realize that if somebody has done this, and you know how sweet this, oh sorry, let me go back again. You kind of like find yourself in places where you would have never thought you would be, and then imagine that you are there free of charge. And it becomes a pattern of life, because every year there will be 4 trips. Worst, you will go for 2. Like, okay, the workplace will not even allow you. I think it was Jim Rohn that said something about part-time earning gradually, and then one day you will start to earn so much that you decide, you know what, even this one I'm doing, are you sure you will not kick it off and face the life really? Passive income. Thank you, my brother. That's the first thing, language will give you. When I first met my mentor, this was the one I saw. I actually didn't see this. And in fact, our meeting was not even I actually knew someone else who was telling me that the person I knew was somebody I really respected, and he kept referring me to one certain matters. And so one night, I turned out to be in this other person's house a very long time, and off I'm going, and this particular car just glides by, and the person says I should enter. And I entered this car, and I felt like not coming down.
See, my brother.
See, if you have never driven a brand new car, there's a nostalgia in driving something that is new. Have you even put it on? Just try and touch the button to put it on. Forget the pura who they carry up and down, forget. There was this video I watched on WhatsApp. Somebody did very funny video. One boy just comes, there's a brand new car parked, there's a second hand car parked, and he says difference between brand new car, and he goes and taps the bonnet. One is boom, boom, boom. It was that funny, you understand? But knowledge will give you not one, not two, not three, not four, not at a stage I said, what the hell are these guys doing? What kind of compensation is this? It's too much. And I told myself, if you can't make it, you can't make it elsewhere. Gospel truth. Don't mind me, I'm actually passionate when I talk. All right, this is him still on the traveling. You see, I actually even took his mom. My mom now is in the middle. I'm like, ah, man, I have to make you happy. I have to make you smile. That's another why. Took his mom to London. There's this sweet story he told me about taking his mom to London. How his mom packaged 20,000 as the money they used to pay for the trip. You understand? And she gave back the money. So she was given one note in pounds. And they said, this one note is even more than the other. You see, I saw something today on Twitter. It said, if you save ₦1 every day for a year, you have just saved $1. Do the maths. 365 days make 1 year, right?
Yes, sir.
Save ₦1 a day for 1 year, and all you have is $1. I'll tell us why. And that's Zimo. The last time I saw this image was in a movie. And so people are seeing it live. And these are the trips. Now, this was the hotel Donald Trump was watching when he went for that North Korea summit. It was in Singapore. And my mentor just said, he went there and he paid nothing. You see, there's something about what we do and how we reason. You understand? If you do not envisage yourself in places like this, if you have not thought about that person, life can so condition you, you would not even want to start to think about something that is good. Because when I was young, I wanted to be a pilot, I wanted to land on the moon, only me. I wanted to cruise, I wanted a lot of things, and now finally what am I? I sit in one small cubicle and worrying about the health of thousands of people, not even worrying about my own. All right, and that's the swimming pool for this particular hotel. The swimming pool is located somewhere up there. And so that's him in the pool. Imagine yourself doing this 2 to 3 times every year. All right, so let's just skip the whole, and you see people, and then you come to this place, and the one that will shock you is this one. Can you guess how old this guy is?
5 years.
Do you think you can ever tell this guy that he can be poor again? You know, he has no idea how this came about, because someone is setting him up for a generational stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Now, you meet this guy tomorrow and you tell him, give you, do you think this person will prepare a CV? Okay.
He will prepare business plans.
Do you know this is 5 times my mother's gratuity after 35 years? Gives you an idea. So 25 by 5 is 5. That's my mom's gratuity after working for 35 solid years. And it took time to come on. We had to travel to Abuja. In fact, you will spend a percentage of that 5 before you get it. You will owe and everything. And now this guy just gets it. The twinkling of an eye. What would you give for this? What would 1 million do for you if you get, you see, today is Sunday. So while our faces will be gloomy, waking up tomorrow morning, going to work, some are sitting and are expectant of things like this. All right, so this is the business plan. G17 says to you that you could actually create wealth, live your lifestyle, leveraging what we have to offer by keying in through any of these stages. That's what G17 says. That's what we're saying to you today. Take a look. Make your pick. I am not going to bother to discuss this, but what I'm going to let you know is that the question comes, what's the difference between non-rich and the rest that you, yeah, before I go there, somebody will tell me, I have experience, I have tried, it's hard, and sometimes I feel that experience and ignorance lie side by side, because if your experience is actually not evaluated, you don't call it experience.
Hey!
If something, I'm walking and then I hit my head against the wall. Wait, why did I hit my head against the wall? But no, there was a wall also, the experience is I hit my head against the wall. So because I hit my head against the wall, I will never make any other attempt again if I see anything that looks like a wall. You get where I'm going to? Yes. Because some of you right now, that thing about the logics part of your mind is already telling you, wash, can I, will I? With the experience I've got. The question I'm going to ask you is your experience a basket load of ignorance? Or have you evaluated it? And if your experience is such that you would want to evaluate, the question is you have to now start taking a look at these things down here. What happened? Were you among those companies that do monthly purchase authorship? Or the ones that flush points? Or the ones that make leadership so hard? Or the ones that will tell you that you have 3 months to qualify for something and you don't get it? Those are the experiences you should evaluate. Not you saying no. The maximum is 3 days. If you can get 1 million people, you must only set 3 million. You can now start going under those 3 and start to put your 1 million. If you want to do this in 7 years, it's your own cup of tea. Nobody puts any pressure on you. Just grow at your own pace. There is no pressure. But I'll be wondering why you want to be like the tortoise when you could be like the hare. Leadership is easily achievable. There is the payment weekly. I put up this, you see, last week I got a payment and I'm like, I shouldn't be seeing this payment because I know I've not done something in the past 2 weeks. Nothing happened on me. Why was I paid? And here am I celebrating it, and then my mentor sends me this picture. And I look at it. And I'm like, what? When I was celebrating my founders, there is this picture of someone else on that. 10 million naira. I am not kidding. Thursday last week. 2nd of November, now it's not far now. Today is what? 4th. It's not 2 days or so ago. And I said, what would I give to just get that? If I get that thing once, I'm okay. Because that's somebody's 35 years. No, let's be factual. We have been so programmed. Thankfully, in the part of me, I still thank God for something about me. I actually never enjoyed the idea of a salary. And it comes from this supposed to be the experience. My dad sends me to his room one day. There's this cap, this Ibira cap. He used to put things, very important documents in that cap. If he sends you to that cap, it means there's business. So I get to this cap, and the curious part of me starts to take off all the papers in the cap. And then his space will just falls on and pick it up. Now my dad has 2 cars. He has a company car. If I go to his office, I'm so proud because of the way he dishes on us and the structures of the car. So then I pick up this 140,000. I'm like, is this what you earn with all these things? That was shocking. And it comes once in a month. And now people pick that kind of amount.
In a week.
So if I tell you to walk through this, to walk through fire, will tell me it. success, the secret to success is what?
Getting started.
Immediate. In fact, it was a no-brainer for me when I said it. Was like, you know what? All right, let's go and die there. But you see that alert, it has to come. All right, so these are your progressions. Okay? These are the progressions. I don't want to bother us with this, but next thing I want to do now is I want to introduce us to some of the products, and I'm going to be very fast about it. As a medical doctor, I've been approached with a lot of products. So, come, let's do this, let's do this. My mindset makes me to pick your stuff and sit down and start to read it. You see, that logic again will come in. You see me going to Google. Let's check. You understand? Now, the gospel truth is there's something I found out. One of the reasons I liked about these guys, there's one thing in life that is associated with the Chinese. Who can help me with that? There's just one thing about them. Who said that? Oh, I'll take it now, gotcha. Yeah, longevity. You see a 90-year-old man riding bicycle. Meanwhile, in our own balance, 90-year-old starts to go like this. Are you getting the point? And so that struck me. And then I found out that some of the route at which they produce most of these products. I'm like, okay, now, if not for anything, for the longevity, are you getting where I'm coming from? And so, they developed this alkaline cup. All the water we drink, most times have acidic content. The water is supposed to be alkaline in nature. This will help you do that. As your water treat, I used to be 88 kg. You've seen me before. Let's just look at what it can do. You see, we wait till we suffer. That is when you see me. You come to me. But I said, let's be what? Proactive. How many of us go along the roads every time and you keep seeing people selling fruits and you don't touch it? They'll tell you an apple a day. Or you will not buy apples, you go to ShopRite. So, all right, sanitary pads. And there are good stories from this. In fact, I researched this panty liner. You see, my mentor told me the story. He said something about this panty liner. He said that was even the first thing that put him off when he heard about this company 3 years ago. Because he said it was panty liner. He said, do I look like a woman? Funnily enough, when I took a look at these people, I found out that for every picture I was taking a look at, if there are 50 people in that picture, 45 of them are women. Then you just do sprinkling of males. And you realize that those males even got in there because the husband, the wife is actually grabbed them. So I'm talking now to the guy seated in this room. I'm like, I think we have to just push them into the background. Let's take over. Yes, because now the panty liners is actually even unisex. You can even use it. I'm sorry, you can use it there. It will happen to you whether, look, by virtue of age, you must have prostate for her. Once testosterone stops functioning in the man properly, the prostate will start getting enlarged. It is a must. You don't cast and buy that one away. Once you get to 50, it will be happening. So go and buy it now. I have a carton in my house, so I will soon start to put this on because I don't want to hear. All right. The toothpaste. Very, very, very. In fact, most people I talk to about this, they'll tell you that this is the first thing that you got in contact with. So if these people can produce Sensodyne for GSK, what would that look like? The mouth freshener that even some asthmatics have actually even used just to freshen the mouth, but there's something about the tongue and the mouth you don't know. The easiest way for drugs to get to your body is through the mouth. There are some drugs you put under the tongue. In fact, if somebody's blood pressure is so high and I want to bring it down, I'll tell you raise your tongue and I put the tablet in. In 1 minute it's gone. You use the tablet. So this mouth freshener, people use it. I'm freshening my mouth, and then until this woman says, and the husband has not complained about his asthmatic attack for months. All right, antiperspirant, roll-ons, and so on and so forth. Shampoo. I'm getting close. There's somewhere I just. Yes, this mosquito repellent.
Wonder.
It works. Oh. The day I was told my dad had issues, so I ran. It was fortunately enough, it was in my bag. Now I got to the hospital and I'm supposed to pass the night in the hospital. Around 2 o'clock, I wake up and I have been scratching. You see the big swellings, you know they have destroyed me. So I bring this stuff up and kind of like, believe me, I did not get any of them again. It does. It has this good fragrance. You can actually even use it as a perfume if you're not careful.
If you're not
If you're not careful, you will lose weight. Look, it's nice and it helps. Prevention, they say, is better than cure. What these guys are telling you, oh, I love this, because I'm actually now working with one or two. The wine. Because I wanted to get as fast as possible to, you understand? But this thing is nice, though. This is the wine that you take and you'll not feel hungover the next day. Because I've taken it. I actually took it at right and did some writing. My eyes were clear. Anyway, some women today, I was talking with this lady, young girl, you know, women, all of a sudden, you are now going into this radical feminism. That's what is reigning right now. I kind of wonder. Because you have what it takes to take care of yourself. Now, this young lady approaches me and tells me, I've not seen my menses since January 2018. And I'm like, what? And this is August. You're not pregnant, obviously. She started laughing. Like, it doesn't bother you. You don't think about it. You're going to get married someday. You're going to stay with a man someday. You know the pressure that comes with you must give birth and so on and so forth. Because I actually had gone and done my studies on it, and I found out one thing that interested me so much about it is, where is that hormone stuff? Yeah, you can take care of hormonal changes caused by liver disease or the use of oral contraceptives. That was it. Gradually, I'm introducing people. Now, you know the sweet thing about all this? The sweet thing about this one is, for me, this is it. You can go home and do your Google. Check omega-3, 6, 7, and 9 with fertility and your skin. That's your skin, not like that. Mine is finer than many people's women. So, now, Long Reach is saying, look at all these products, array of products that we have, things like this that we have, and we are saying to you, even the pot fact, we are saying to you, utilize this, and let's even pay you for doing it. It's just a no-brainer. Now, let me start to delve to where your excuses will come from. The first thing somebody with his mouth will tell me is, I can't talk to you. How did you get a job? How were you able to stand before the interviewers when you were applying for a job, when you can't speak? Okay, so G17 comes in and says, all right, you know what? Don't talk. You follow what we say you should do, and we will work with you to get those people to refer. Look, don't you go out trying to, the last person or last thing you will do is to try to convince a human being. It's better to convince a cow than to convince. There's this picture, this picture has been ingrained in my memory. I saw it online one day. It has this stuff, what they build across the expressway or something of that nature. Pedestrian bridge. And yeah, human beings attempting to scale through 8 lanes. And behind and goats were climbing the pedestrian bridge. Those are the people who want to go. No. That's not what we're saying. Don't do that. We are saying do simple things simply. In fact, the people that invited here have no idea this is what I wanted them to come here. Just, we will teach you. G17 will teach you how to do that. But before you come and start to tap from our wealth of knowledge, you have to give us give us what it takes to open the road for you to be able to create wealth. So that you can be able to do what? Learn and take the air out. And at the same time, when you go to school, you learn and then pack the big certificate so that you'll be earning stipends every month. We are going to teach you how to learn and at the same time earn weekly. Alright, now, this is the final thing I'm going to show us. There's what they call, sorry I didn't do that, it's supposed to be, there's what they call PV. Every product you see here has an attached point value to it, okay? Now, the least you can come in with is 60. So, we did some form of research and mathematics and research. Long Reach says we should just do 3. Just do 3. Once you are done, stop. Let those 3 do their 3, right? And so we said, Assuming that everybody
Call this guy.
this
Call him. Tell him say I did busy.
every month. Get your 3, and within that month, those 3 get just like that. At the end of a year, please, somebody should read this figure out.
340 million.
And 22,240.
Estimated earning. Read this, please.
Performance bonus only.
There are 4 different bonuses and 3 incentives. We only took out the performance bonus. Only. Now, ladies and gentlemen, 5% of 340 million. Now, if you fail in school, which one is A? A is 70 to 100, right? And so on. So what's F? 14, 39 and below. How about 5 to 100? Yes. What will you score that capital letter F? You said the person is useless. Please do 5% of 340 million. So if you fail so badly at this start, so badly and horribly that you fail as 5%, you will still be going home with a cool 17 million in a month. All right. Now, finally, please take a look. The first thing I want you to look at is the date. You know, Nigeria we usually put day, month, year. But this guy is put month first. So this is what? May, right? 17th of May 2018, right? How much is this? 1.5. That's somebody's earning. How much is this? On the 22nd of May, 5 days later. How much is this? On the 24th of the same May. Somebody is a woman being like me and you. How much is this? On the 8th of June. How much is this? Of June. How much is this? On the 28th of June. If I tell you it took this person a year plus to get this, you will not believe me, right? So if you could go to school for 4 years and we tell you work with us for a year plus to get this, would you want to do that? The choice is yours, not mine. Anyway, before I leave, as you are watching this picture, that's this lady taking the mom flying business class on one of the trips. As you're reminiscing over the picture, we promised that those of you who came in here early, that we're actually going to give them something to take home. So please, who is Mrs. Mercy Jethro? Please come. Ifunaya Miriam. Is she here? Yes. Chisom. No, you can't connect her. Okay. Who is connecting for Chisom? Oh, it's you. Yes, please come and connect Chisom. Alright, just give it to her to go. Chisom. Chinwe.
Myself.
Alright. Promise. Alright. What's that? Tony. Okay. Chukwemeka Eze. Oh, okay. Very fancy. Thank you very much. Mrs. Dora. Oh, very, very fancy. Eze Chizoma. Okay, go on. Ikenna. Yes. All right. Stella. Stella. Right. Chiamaka. Oh, that's you. Boniface. Boniface. Oh, it's there. Miss Matthew. Okay. Charles. Charles. You're welcome. Joy. Good. Maybe.
Yes.
I know. Haruna. Oh. Hey. No, that's all. One Wednesday, it's your man. That's one. Freedom, Ega. Freedom. That's all. So thank you so very much. If you have questions, please, you can. Where's my right? So if you have questions, I just actually stay over this area. You can take care of the questions also. If you do not and you wish to know the procedure, the process of getting in on board with G17 and leveraging long reach, come over to this side and we can just have a little bit at it. Thank you so very much. Thank you. What?
You didn't? Okay, you didn't write your name. No, I said you did not write your name. I didn't ask your name. If you had written your name, they would have called it now. They used their 10 hours.
Thank you. How's the family?
Fine, no, fine. Oh, wow, thank you, ma. Okay.
Inspiring.
Yeah. Hold on, ma. Thanks for coming.
Thank God.
All right, ma. Okay, they'll leave there. They'll follow the person that brought them.
Okay, so I should.
She wanted to go before.
Okay. So this I can go now.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we talk now.
All right, ma.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma. Yes, ma.
But when is the next one?
We can always arrange it. I'll be going to Burundi on Wednesday.
Okay.
But since the team is on ground, it will be running like this, probably every fortnight.
Okay. But you need long now.
I'll stay for a month.
That's a long time.
I'm opening up that place, so I'm going for business.
Serious. Okay, as well.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So well done.
All right, ma'am. So, but the presentation goes on.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of leaders that can handle presentations like that.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
When? But there's no fixed time now. Sometimes you just arrange.
And that's why I think my own upline is coming on the 17th or thereabout. No. So that means I think this weekend also, so this coming next weekend, they are holding another one here. Yes.
Are you around for it?
No.
On Sunday, Toro is coming, right?
Yeah. The star director is also coming too. Yeah. So it's going to be way massive than even what we did.
You're not around.
Yeah. Don't go yet, though. I beg. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, so long term.
All right, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.